Hello, hello. Good evening, televiewers. Welcome once again for Ambafocus. Well, I apologize, say we won't be absent for the past 3 weeks, but we are back this time for a long haul. I really want to appreciate all our viewers then for Ambafocus. So they only ask wait till it happen all this. Why I really appreciate your inputs. I want to also take this opportunity for say as you did join us this evening, make sure say you share for those that you watch us for the social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and other device. Share in your WhatsApp group, invite others. Today we'll get very, very interesting discussion because we know the stake for our revolution. It be very, very high in this point where we'll get for ensure say we'll get our thoughts, our direction, our fighting will and fighting spirit remain at the highest because say the enemy no go relent and we know the kind enemy will get that if they don't admit say they don't try for assimilate us, try for erode our identity, try for destroy us, and they don't continue for the kill, the burn, they claim, they reconstruct, they claim things that they back to normal, but they continue for import their forces of occupation in our territory. All these things the way they don't do for our territory, we'll get for make sure say we'll not give up, we'll not relent. So keep sharing as you join, share as you join. As soon as you see, I get wonderful, coverage where they don't join me today. So I get with me Comrade Clovis. Comrade Clovis, welcome your first time to Amber Focus, and I hope this will not be the last because I'm super excited to have you today. So welcome for Amber Focus.
It's my pleasure to be here for you all the time.
Thank you, and our famous analytical detail, especially where even next story for pigeon, you don't understand. Our
Wow.
veteran, resolute fighter, Conry Larry. Welcome once again to Amber Focus.
Yeah, Lady Casey, once more, thank you for inviting me here today. It has been a very long time.
I know, hopefully, we will keep it up this time. And also, wow, you are revolutionary, dynamic in so many ways. Comrade Erico, welcome to Amber Focus.
Thank you, Comrade Kesia. Your pleasure is mine.
Good. Today na discussion show, no na question and answering session. So I will only bring up a topic of discussion and then we go discuss, express our views and thoughts, especially we want thoughts the way they go help our people there for ground zero, where they dey face the bullets, they dey face the heat, the torture and cruelty of the enemy day and night. We want make sure say our give them light, we give them hope, we give them the reality of the current state of the revolution. That is why it's Amber Focus. So if person the talk and you have something to add, you have something else to say, and if in case you have something in mind, it is healthy for our people, especially those on ground zero. We also add it to the topic of discussion as we move on in this program. So I really appreciate all of you for coming today. So I want also, before we continue, thank all our ABC Amber Club members. You guys rock. You're the rock of ABC. So we really thank you for your continuous input, support in so many different aspects. And this is just the beginning, because every time we think say one make progress for the revolution, the enemy will go use our our prisoners of war as punctuation marks to be punctuating our revolution. But we don't remain resolute, we don't overcome many obstacles, and we will continue to overcome until victory. So we'll get a lot to talk today. We'll start with our security information, um, especially about the draft. We don't hear recent audios on the fly from Black Legs. Say they go they clone our account, our payment method, and they dey spread them. So make sure say if you don't get any assurance of your information, make sure say you go on ABC page. May you not take any information from anywhere, or you write to us on ABC or any all the government official pages, and you will get response, you will get the actual payment methods. So now I will start with you, Comrade Enrico. We are starting with security alert, or like I'll choose for call and say security alert for our people them for ground zero, because so many things that don't happen where we say they don't our fighter they don't be killed because one or two things happen um where they do or where they fall for some kind of republic it trap them. So, Corey Eric, if you start on this subject, then we will expand as we go. Thank you.
Lady
Okay,
Casey,
thank
one
you,
minute.
Comrade.
Sorry, Corey Eric, 1 second. Corey Larry, you want to say something?
Yeah, before I want plead your indulgence. Say before Comrade Eric want talk. Comrade Eric, good evening. I don't know whether it is
Good
evening
evening,
on
sir.
your spot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You,
evening.
yeah, you will start this program. Say we get to do some things the way we fit do encouragement for our people for ground zero. I get some message we have a preparer where it been a
Okay.
message where want to tell our ground zero because enablers they don't plenty now. It don't make enough people that they live in doubt. People they don't confuse what we are fighting for. So I be go get this message where I want to tell Ambazona I be go dig into my files because so many people don't know. We are fighting for a sovereignty that we cannot afford to lose. Whether enablers they go up, they go down, the truth is that we are fighting for what is ours. Legitimacy is on our side. I'm here today to point out for Ambazonians what will be transpire for those who are still having an atom of doubt in their mind about this revolution. And to those who still think that enablers have something to do, they are just playing their own part and they are the losers. We can never be losers because we are on the side of legitimacy. I go read this to Ambazonians. Fellow Ambazonians, as it was overwhelmingly voted by the Fourth Committee of the United Nations General Assembly, 15th session, 1961, on Wednesday, April 19th, 1961 at 3:15 p.m. October 1st was Southern Cameroon's Independence Day. 50 countries voted yes. These were Afghanistan, Albania, Australia, Belarusia, Bolivia, Bulgaria, Burma, Canada, Ceylon, Chile, Costa Rica, Cuba, Cyprus, Denmark, Dominican Republic, Ethiopia, Egypt, Finland, Ghana, Honduras, Hungary, Iran, Iraq, Ireland, Japan, Jordan, Lebanon, Libya, Mali, Mexico, Nepal, New Zealand, Nigeria, Norway, Pakistan, Philippines, Poland, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Sweden, Thailand, Tunisia, Turkey, Ukraine, Union of South Africa, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, United States of America, United Kingdom, Venezuela, Yemen. 2 countries voted no, Luxembourg and Paraguay. 12 nations abstained, La République du Cameroon and France, including other African French-speaking countries except Mali. These were those who officiated over the voting. The chairperson was Adam Pachichi from Iraq. Vice chairperson was Miss Sylvia Shelton from Cuba, and the rapporteur was Edmund L. Kennedy from Ireland. To those who are still doubting if we are fighting what is legitimate, I think this is going to answer your question. If you are in the United States, tell the US government that they voted for your independence. If you are in the United Kingdom, quote them that they voted for your independence. We should not be afraid wherever we are. We have the legal instrument on our side. For those who are on ground zero, this information is for you. This is what transpired on Wednesday, April 19th, 1961 at 3:15 p.m. And I've given you the list and the names of those who officiated that election. Our independence was voted. It is not a question. We are not asking for independence. We are asking for the restoration of our independence. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Conrad Larry, for that brief history, for reminding us for Saiwo the Komot, how legitimate this our fight be. And over the years, we don't see how the enemy so strategically, unconsciously try for downplay this our identity, for downplay this our legal right. But we know say the enemy doesn't respect any law, and so as many countries and for the international community. So we don't reach for the level where, because we don't carry we don't kind petition, we don't write down, we don't write all kind petition. We don't do all kind protest. We don't take them, go kind call them. We even win case for Nigeria. I mean, we don't do everything legally as civilly possible. We carry peace plan. They bring war plane, war helicopter, then he shoot we from air. So now the our own case where we get they get for understand, we get for respond to them to their language with the language where they understand. So now where would they now so we don't get our restoration forces, whether they give them that accurate response, that equal response to what say they get for no. Because now where we don't know, corollary don't remind us. Say this fight is legitimate. It is our responsibility for we for defend our defend our territory and restore it. So we get to make sure say we do it with understanding. And at the purpose this will amber focus where we will bring understanding where if we go forward we lost our track. We'll get veteran dem when they don't be for the revolution. Corollary one of the people that they inspire me say despite all the challenges they don't see am from the beginning of this struggle, they still stand strong even till this day and very resolute and very determined for the educate we for the let we know say this thing no stand at today. So no matter play what day, if we are going somewhere, we have been making progress and we must get to the finish line. So, Corey Eric, now so we are talking to our communities and our restoration forces, how they get for operate for save lives from their end, how they get for operate for ensure continuity and progress, how they get for function for make sure say La Republic e tactics them e tricks where they don't dey play am from beginning of our union, that force union with them. Wey they run it down, how to make sure say our people they no fall into that cheap propaganda because La Republic don't get no good intention for any Southern Cameroonian, even the one that they save as ministers. I wish they know that they are short lived. So now we'll take it from there. So how should they do? What should they? Which precaution or which security alert you want give for them now? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, comrade Kesia. I want to use this opportunity for appreciate our senior comrade Larry. I want to thank all the fellow viewers for Amber TV and Ambazonia in general. Before I want to go for the security part, just give small weight away our senior comrade, Irida for we there. Any my way, I think say from any my way don't study for Cameroon, it don't pass through history. I think say it pass through history. And then now one that part where you read that now some of the parts for history that way they ever avoid any might don't write advanced ordinary level and advanced history. Una think una will know say when it come to history for Cameroon, they ever keep this part. Now the last part where they ever treat them when during exam period and they ever treat am very scared. They need go into details. So this one way it don't bring her today. In short, now the details fact that way it don't get. If you ask even advanced level people wey get history, it no be tell way to our comrade tell with elaborator today because plenty people they see doubt. And whether you see even francophones them, we will tell about the cause some of the doubt because they not be educated. Even some of we and now we learn the history, we know say nothing na so it be there, na so it be there, na so it be there. So I want to appreciate you very much for the brief history wey you don't get for the show of today. We educate our people for ground zero, and you find sometimes say if we talk this kind of history, so more give our local parlance, our local pidgin language, so that even a mami we don't for your side, you go know say you go understand. Then I go for the security side for our fighters and for Ambazonia in particular. We don't come to notice say most of our fighters the one the way they be affected, or we don't notice that say some of them now they cost their death. Yes, because we don't see how the military don't find very difficult for penetrate them. But some of these fighters, they give the military the upper chance for penetrate them and for kill them. Have you belt to, have you agree? Have you find the find this? Una go see say 75% of our fighters wey dey die na they cause their death. Mo keep diaspora aside because some people say na diaspora because I don't find them. people they deal directly with fighters were down. Fit testify say 75% of fighters now they cause their death. No, not even military. They give military easy way. Which why I told I say we don't realize say some fighters in the way they take these drugs. Fighters in the way they live on drugs. Then they say if that drugs no day, he no fit live. They say if that drugs no day, he no fit live. And we don't get plenty information that they come for. We say move find all way to stop these fighters. So one the way they deal with drugs. You will imagine I get a report where another fighter you report for me how a fighter I don't take drugs. Now just imagine fighter I don't take a drugs. They don't take that drugs now. He hold AK for hand. And whether AK don't reset them. When I wait to happen, no, it don't take drugs now. They should don't they discuss, they just discuss to come. Now it take that, it take the inlin, it take the pistol now, the AK him up. Inlin now, he support the armpit. That way he should don't go down, so you support, you take a gun now, you support now the discuss. It don't that drug don't make it now, it lost sense. They say one as people one will you. As I want who come now, the first way he do now say he put his hand on trigger. He put his hand on trigger, he move his neck. Just imagine, he move his neck. Then another one in the way, when they don't take that this way, they devil got because they devil got. As I don't take drugs, military even work I can't move up peace, so you know even identifying a military, you don't even know. It give easy passage for military. Military you work so can pick the gun, pick even can go. Most of them they don't ambush them when I do to drugs. Where you see military work I can't even for the camp they shoot because intelligence they get and say when military one come, military they alert them. Yes, military they alert them so that military the one with their manpower. Some of them don't sleep when I do to drugs. So my advice for this fight, and I say we will do all possible means to stop this drug they will take. So what they call tramadol, they call bakonji, they call Thailand. So we will find all possible means to stop. And this one will go for the defense chair of all the LGism. They will take inventory. They will start advise their fighter. They say me they stop these drugs because now these drugs taking it give a lot of advantage for military, and even they say military they testify. So now some of the issues in that way we need to advise our boys for ground zero. Me they stop for the take this drugs. I go stop for the what I give chance to other person to contribute.
Buchi.
Thank you so much for that brief intro. I want to ask Comrade Clovis, you figure anything for add on, some kind of security alert or how our people they give for operate for ground zero for make sure say they don't fall prey to the enemy tactic, because so many things like Comrade Eric talk. Some of the killings them of our people they put themselves in the enemy arms way. So how they get for be conscious, they live every day with that consciousness say you're in a war zone.
Yeah, I thank you for giving me this opportunity or throw some light on that security topic. But before I get there, since we're senior comrade, it take some flashback for give we the historical legitimacy for struggle. If I make I say something for that. After on give we that vote where the UN General Assembly be passed on, granting we our independence. It means the fight will the fight it be legitimate. The fight will the fight will get weaknesses. Will get weaknesses them when if you consult at any level for CCD fight will the fight will not the fight for nothing. Will not the fight like mad people. Will not the create problems like others that the mislead people for say we the one separate Cameroon. Will not the separate Cameroon. Will be two separate people. So because there is some video there where they fly from YouTube where Professor Maurice come to for La République a wrong give a talk for try for defend La République for try for defend their own case how will not be separated, how will be one and indivisible. I start see be professor, but professor not mean say you know all things. Not judge properly because I see like the aspiring president, I see like La Republique, na La Republique man, and thirdly, he too na oppressor because not be different from Paul Biya. A start side German German Cameroon, a start side how never be a colony of Britain, will never be colonized by Britain. It is show how French they not just because they be sent German out. That was not the case. You can never change history. You know if you change international relations, you know if you change historical facts. I want for make sure say more people because such talk they if they get for their head, it weaken them when they hear such thing them. For a learned man like Professor Maurice Kamto, they will start by that will no need for the fight. You see that man go talk so he get point, would the job make strong? No, he was in the key talk genuinely, in the talk rightly, in the talk now he own stand for them like La Republique. If anyone talk say German Cameroon, during the period of German Cameroon, Cameroon no be get name Cameroon where start was see today. It be okay. During that period, not every part for that so-called Cameroon, it be there under German. Those things that we call an empires. If they want talk so, then every country it will start go back and start draw every part where it be like an empire. That's why they talk now the period of empire. Empires, not the period of nations. And in as much as I know in international law, a nation will be considered a state only when you achieve your independence and with the borders the way you achieve independence, in as much as we know from the historical facts, well written and documented in the United Nations archives, Cameroon, the La République du Cameroon get independent for 1960 with demarcated borders. We were not part of them, we will not be part of them. And so the boundary where they use and get the independent, that is the Cameroon where we talk about La République du Cameroon. That is the Cameroon where Professor Maurice Kamto and other oppressors them for La République de Mozi Bakam, not the Cameroon where they struggle for extend borders. We have borders, we have boundaries, we have pillars for Mongo where they be recognized, clearly demarcated portion. We get our own land, and it's on that land where we no say now with that from since they never wipe those boundaries, international bodies, it get procedures, it get way, it get things they will do before it merge people. As they never merge them, we are a separate people. We defend our land. I will get for defend our land until Shiro for Mongo Bridge and we Shiro for Bakassi.
Yeah.
Nobody need to enter from any angle.
Thank you
So
very
now
Thank you.
that was the point I had there concerning that. So on the security aspect for what people they did for Ground Zero was soldiers them. One thing where I would like say was restoration forces they know. I want to congratulate them very much, despite some errors then security lapses they will get them. They fight, they just take up arms, they never be trained people, trained armies. Now they do a wonderful job, but we know things they will get for try to tell them so that make the job be more effective. One, our security forces, restoration forces, they must avoid from receiving calls when they do for their camps. They must avoid when they go for town, either for fetch something for eat, to receive calls. They must be without telephones at that junction because any call where they be receive them for any person where they don't suspect or any family where they don't suspect or say he picking them, either boys or girls, they need to leave for home for a long time. They know say other boys or girls, since they don't know whether they outside for overseas or they for ground one for Nigeria, they know say those people there, they surely not they be now when our fighters and that. And whenever they see such people, they visit their house them, they throw some talk them, they try for do those spies them and La Republic agents. They start giving information. So they must avoid for receive calls. They must avoid for receive calls when they do for their camp. They must avoid for whole phone when they go for fetch even a cigarette. For act to like my brother talk, Enrico, For take drug, say you dey fight, you don't fit take drug where it instead render you useless, then they don't give you the power, they don't make you for defend for be bold. If drug they only make you sleep and you become confused, then your life be more at risk, and you put the lives of others then, because when you take guard, where they put you out of camp, say take guard for road, then you dey on drugs, you feel make the key all our soldiers then, make them leave those tramadols and many other drugs the way they take Indian hemp. We feel always try for supply or have enough money now for look supplement things the way no go turn the useless, the way will make them get porridge properly, and we no go hamper them health wise. We feel give them so that they feel really defend homeland. And secondly, they go find say when our restoration forces they visit town, they feel always want to go for town, make they dress as neat as possible, dress like normal citizens, civilians for town, so that they don't draw any iota of aspect of a suspect from those La Republic agents and those oppressors the way they live in town. And then thirdly, I would like say on their handset, be it smartphone so that they use them, they must make sure say they get a lot of numbers, and those a lot of things where they suppose get them, they be registered on different names, and make sure that VPN, they change every SIM way carry that this thing for their phone, they change the VPN, put them maybe foreign. So now the thing that we have feel say we add them there for security matter.
Thank you very much. I mean, you really don't outline most of those basic things, and I want also just add say what community. Me they know say the enemy is within, and the enemy is always not a foreigner. The enemy could be anybody around, so they get to be very conscious of that fact. So, Comrade Larry, do you get anything for Adam before we go to another subject of discussion to this particular aspect, or we ride on?
Yeah, I am here to tell Ambazonians, and if I be get way where I for stop make Ambazonia they need to listen to distractors, to false stories, false history, I for fit do am. Like our last comrade talk, brother, I might not remember your name, sorry. Um,
Movies.
he talked something. Clovis, okay, sorry, thank you.
You know,
Clovis talked something about Maurice Kamto. I am here to tell Ambazonians that Maurice Kamto is a blatant liar. Mr. Clovis talks say is a learned man. When education is mixed with lies telling, it is catastrophic. It is nasty. Maurice Kamto was the lead counsel to the 9-man lawyer that was against us in the African Commission on Human and People's Rights in Banjul. Article 179 of the African Commission of Human and People's Rights, ruling on Communication 266 to 2003 state, I quote, I am saying what is in the hands of Maurice Kamto from a court which he was the lead counsel. Let me quote. The people of Southern Cameroons qualify to be referred to as a people because they manifest numerous characteristics of affinities, which include a common history, linguistic, tradition, territorial connection, and political outlook. More importantly, they identify themselves as a people with a separate and distinct identity. Identity is an innate characteristic within a people. It is up to other external people to recognize such existence, but not to deny. This is in the keeping of Maurice Kamto. He was the lead counsel to La République. How on earth could Maurice Kamto, who claimed to be learned and a lawyer and a professor of law, holding this type of judgment, which he was the lead counsel, coming to tell people that Cameroon is one and indivisible. Let him tell people that La République du Cameroon is one and indivisible. We are not to be deceived anymore in this 21st century in the name of professor. Those names does not threaten us anymore. To call yourself a doctor, like a Bombalade for them to call himself, say he be doctor in law, human right law. He only right they be violated. He cannot defend them. A thing that he's coming to frighten me to tell me he's a doctor in law. No. It is not Professor Maurice Kamto who is coming to tell me that he's a professor, twisting the truth, thinking that he's coming to frighten Ambazonians. Ambazonians have passed that stage of being threatened by dirty academic robs. Fellow citizens of Southern Cameroons. They will come to tell you lies. They will come to try to sabotage the truth, destroy and distort the truth in order to gain their selfish missions. But we are this time educated enough to tell them that those big books do not deceive we anymore. It is not when you call yourself a professor or a doctor that is going to intimidate Larry Dancy. Larry Dancy knows the truth. The truth is that Article 101 and 102 are the United Nations states. If two countries unite, they must submit the Union Treaty at the United Nations Secretariat. There is nothing at the United Nations Secretariat between Southern Cameroon and La République du Cameroon. All these distractors, whether you can name them, they are just trying to help La République stay away from that table where this truth will be spoken. They are just trying to, Ambazonians, Maurice Kamto is trying to help La République to dodge from the table that is waiting for them in Switzerland, which they must go to that table. On that table, we are going to bring these facts. They know that they cannot stand these facts. This is something that was given to Maurice Kamto as a lead counsel in Banjul, the Gambia, as a judgment. And he comes out, put it under his briefcase, come over the air to tell Ambazonian lies, thinking that we are going to hear the word Professor Maurice Kamto and become afraid. We have passed that level. Thank you so much, Dedication.
Thank you. So now we'll go on the next trending thing, and we'll see the communique from the office of the president, Dr. Samuel Ikomesako, about talks with La République and La République trying to deceive. Over history, La République don't always try for, they understand, say they have to recognize us as a people. They have to discuss and have to talk with us. But over the years, they don't always try for pick their own people that they want to talk to, people that they not go tell them the truth. Where Comrade Larry don't just outline them so far this evening. Some of the truths, because it don't just outline a tip of the iceberg of the reality of our relationship with La Republic. So we don't see the recent things that don't happen and statements coming out here and there. And I want us to look into the points raised by the facts where our president of the People's Interim Government, he outline them. We'll communicate this thing into our people, for language, for pidgin where they go fit understand. Because there's some people they know that every man who don't take time read that document. Like it starts say, we know say that the Republic declare war on us. We will just ask for our restoration with peace plans. We come out, we sing with peace plan. They bring gun, helicopter for air, you shoot the Kiwa people. La Republique, whether na former or dead president, I don't even know, come back from im usual stay them abroad, can't declare war on us. I mean, this same Switzerland where they are so afraid of, for go now, so cash don't meet up with talk, we will not say La Republique, their president only stay and 90% of the time now for this same Switzerland, but time don't reach where we'll get for go talk real business for Switzerland. They use all kind of mago, they turn so, the turn so. So I'll start with you, Comrade Clovis. You know, wait till you get for make an out from that fact the way President Sako outline for a communique where he put am out yesterday.
Yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity once more. For that communique, along but the simple fact stands. Now one goal they did. One goal for get to the for an internationally negotiated settlement will be recognized. Mostly the one way all those great nations like United States, Canada, Germany, and many others, they run back and win at the Swiss top. Where it's supposed to take place for Switzerland. Now, before I even continue with that talk today, if we talk, I want to make a small flashback just for a minute, just for 1 minute. Many people they cry, say, they not feel rule we from jail. Some man never be for jail, they try for decide for we. The problem never say some man they for jail, then the one for decide for we, or then the talk for we. The problem now say, my way there for jail, not been our people, not been a majority of Ambazonians there, they pick that man, not been they say make a talk for we. Now the enemy war they go talk with her, now he pick the bar, how man should be referee for a game where they play. That is where there is a problem. So I throw that talk so that even if that man be free from jail, he no fit talk for we because our people he no get mandate for talk for we. That man, with my due respect, I don't receive here from for Belgium when they keep make that a well talk. I still get respect for you because once a leader, then once a president, you have the respect of your people. But now, being an ex-president, will get a president, the very respect will be given to the president. Now, the very respect will expect to make a give him for the president. Now, when the people choose him, the president will don't give the Republic sleepless night. The president will up the game because La Republic want for here now gun by gun, and now so they do this thing. So right away on that communique, then we also know say for that communique, talks the day whether the talk say that they invite our president secretly because that is secret. We don't want any secrecy. I want for first thank our president for throwing that alarm for say there is a small talk where they say make a come for France, but or two people made a come for France, meet with some UN people and La République authority and France for you for tell population. So now the kind president that now the kind leader that we want. Now so we expect when small talk start pass of prison say they want to talk with our former president, if he's supposed to blow that alarm, they never blow him because if he said Ambazonia na a personal property. One thing what I get for fair talk for our president, and one no say at least 85% of Ambazonian, they go tell our president, now say what president must not make that type of error. Never for you for step elect out of the office, na president or voter, na president or the here for you. For say to go for France. France not be different with Nigeria. We must remember, say France one. Now he block every activity or the one for put what in the international level for the UN Security Council. We must remember, say France be a work hand in glove with Nigeria for kidnap our former president with the former cabinet. So we will not trust France. I will not ever trust France, even if now God tell me for drink. Say mo go stand for France for talk. If France be so important for talk with we, make it carry a colonial country, La Republique, put them for back, then they fly with a come for the table talk or get for Swiss. It go stand there, it give them advice, because not get any talk for talk of France. We get problem now, La Republique will encroach on our territory. Now, what president making no think, no one making no representative, because you step your leg there, or any person you send out for France, a private jet is taking you directly to La Republique, and that is where we will see say the wrong Kiwi, although we will still pop, because when they catch one man, another leadership pop. But now say a delay will get for start again, restart. Run before 11 now, run here, boya. I think we then around my 16 for enter boya with the way we president of fight this fight. So we could not make error, make it no blink. Make our president not blink. Error state all the legitimacy inside that note for show the people them where they're supposed to stand for talk for Ambazonians. And the people, the international community know, the people we're supposed to listen to, the international community know say that thing where the apple for jail now just fun. La Republic the by time. No talk, that people for jail, they not get mandate for talk. First, money hand no fit be tied. Now you tell a time for wash, time for chop, time for receive call, time for look at TV, time for sleep. Then you want for say may discuss with you, may discuss for people where they be free. Ambazonians who are 8 million will not feel ever be dull, will not feel be stupid for somebody for try to do that type of thing. So those things they all are president outline the legitimacy for this government and the right people where they're supposed to stand for talk for on behalf of Ambazonia, it be very effective and correct. The international community they take note and
Thank
they
you.
know what to get for talk. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Corey Clovis. Corey Eric, before I come to you, Corey Larry, I really want Corey Eric just touch briefly on this attitude way our Corey don't talk and then Corey Larry go round up um on this. Thank you.
Yes, might just talk, might just add some flesh into the bone. Yeah, for which way my comrade Clovision talk, he don't talk at all. Yeah, one thing way I want ask the population where they wash we, and some people they still believe say the Konenge Kabai, not them, feed do it way, not them while liberate we will they aside. I want ask the same me the other question say. The Swiss where Biya deny for go Swiss, and Biya don't spend half of his life now for Swiss. Switzerland dey like a second home. Why e dey deny for go that Swiss way? Switzerland dey like a second home. Anything na Swiss, anything na Swiss. Now the very Swiss now they call you say, okay, you come. More settle the problem where you get am. Why they dey deny the Swiss? Then secondly, I say if we will declare say that way we start this revolution, we will declare for international body, no country, no one hear our cry, no country, no one hear our cry. Now the Swiss initiative don't come, the Swiss government don't hear our cry. Then now this same we, some people they want to negotiate now for Konenge, for Yaoundé, where they not even negotiate for Nigeria, the cash now for Nigeria, go for Yaoundé, and then the one who negotiate now for Yaoundé, una start ask that kind of ask question say, where did it go on? If una start ask that kind of question for yourself, then una go know the answer. Una go know say these people for Yaoundé, now people they don't really infiltrate them. You don't infiltrate them for the whole way. They want to use them now for divide and rule. First thing, una go know say for fight internal enemy, it be very difficult than external enemy. So automatically, what you like the people want to do now say they want use na them. They want use na them. They me they can fight the Ambazonian because we don't really defeat them. So they want use na them. And then thirdly, again, Muna no say the prisoners them. All man for outside they overget conscience for prisoners. And they dey for that place so they sympathize for outside. They over sympathize for them. So they will use that, they want use that opportunity now. For say people they sympathize for them like a prisoner to destroy the revolution. But I want to tell they say you know will work this time around. Thanks.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for that good one. Corey Larry, you know how you don't be from the beginning, the revolution before some of us even, start know how to talk. You don't already understand what the Southern Cameroon freedom quest is all about. And you don't be through the various phases. Now we don't reach for the place where we don't get a negotiated initiative. And then we don't see how the enemy they try for twist down, they turn around, they go around, they use our prisoners of war for try for set confusion. Like some Corey tell me say La Republic is strategy. Now say they are frustrated now and they are desperate. So they use this our former president and they use our prisoners of war for the punctuate our revolution. We don't see how they draft don't elevate, it don't motivate, it don't inspire a lot of our people for do better in the revolution. And then now so we round up on the draft and they want to do things the way it will move our forward under the leadership of Dr. Samuel Sako Ikome. Now we'll see how La Republic don't go hook up again. Bring one thing, say he talk with the prisoners then. He go for prison, go pick who they want talk with. Why they leave, they pick someone, they leave someone, and I just show you say they don't get no good intention for our revelation. So wait till you get to add to this point coming from your wealth of knowledge and experience in the revolution.
Yeah, thank you, Lady Casey. In one of my audios in early 2017, I be talk say, when you want to fight your enemy, you must know the strength of your enemy and you must know the weakness of your enemy in order to know when to attack, how to attack, and when not to attack. La Republique, some of us might be hearing this thing where it do with Seseko Ayuk Tabi for the first time. And how I wish this message will reach Seseko Ayuk Tabi. And I ask so many questions. Is it that PAM4 has refused to talk to Seseko the truth of the matter, or Seseko has refused to listen to PAM4? Because La Republique is using an old formula. When it is hot on La Republique, one of its strategy, it is an old strategy. It is not a new strategy. Seseko Ayuk Tabe might be hearing about it for the first time. Ayaba Cho Lucas might be hearing about it for the first time. John Ba Akoro, Neba Fontaine, you can name Milton Taka, Milan Atam, all those distractors. Ayapo Abine, Dr. Akongo Mbala, they might be hearing of it the first time. What Bia is Yaounde is doing with Seseko, I, Larry Dancy, I'm not hearing it for the first time. Form 4 is not hearing it for the first time. When it be the hot for La Republique, for Banjul, when they be try for make the court for Banjul, me see Southern Cameroonians as a terrorist movement. And the court be tell them in Banjul, terrorists don't go to court. So you cannot be in court with somebody and you want the court to look at them as a terrorist. So when they be fail for make the African court for see members of the SNC as a terrorist organization, what La Republique did was they have to make their own leadership out of the leadership that was in Banjul. That is the same thing that is happening now. La Republique is trying to make their own leadership out of our own revolution leadership to talk with. So when it happened for Banjul for La Republique, what La Republique did was La Republique came in, took Leket Theodore. Leket Theodore is from Lebelem. Leket Theodore was the national organizing secretary of the SCNC. La Republique took him. First, they catch him, lock him for Kongsamba. If they under prison for Kongsamba, they take Chief Oben, lock him for Kongsamba. I don't think Chief Oben was in Kongsamba, if I'm not mistaken. But Leket Theodore was in Kongsamba. They lock him for there. The National Organizing Secretary of the SNC. Now from Kongsamba, in prison in Kongsamba, that Leket Theodore was now made their own leader. As I'm trying to make Seseko from Konenge. They made Leket Theodore their own leader from Kongsamba prison. Now, Leket Theodore and Chief Oben now left prison from Kongsamba and then went to Banjul to tell the court that they are the true leaders of the SNC. They are already negotiating with the government. Is it not exactly the same thing that is happening now? Who is saying it for the first time? This is exactly the same thing. La République first get to take you, it put her for prison, it make you their own leader so that you dance according to their tune. So when Leket Theodore was in prison in Kongsamba, Leket Theodore now was now made their own leader, which Leket Theodore was the national organizing secretary. And they talk so if the man, I know say he go not be old by now. But if there was somebody that I could trust in this revolution at the time, was the Leket Theodore. Now man will be fit fight army for road. If the final be saying now will be fit fight. Like the public just Tony, they buy Prado, buy Chief Oben Prado, Chief Ayamba and Prince Binglo one see for Banju, they appear for court. Take court said they are the true leaders of the Southern Cameroon Revolution, SCNC. They have come to withdraw the case from court because they are already negotiating with the government. The court only told them that you did not bring any case here. That's how they failed. But they were now instruments of La République. That is the same thing where time when Ayuk Tabi be our own leader, La République kidnap him from Nigeria, put them for prison, make it their own leader where they do want to talk about them. Anybody who can transmit this message to Ayuk Tabi should tell Ayuk Tabi that we are not experiencing this for the first time. And we are not experiencing it for the second time. The leaders of AAC1 and AAC2 were given ministerial appointment. Secondly, I've just quoted the issue of Banju, where they made Leket Theodore from Kongsamba prison their own leader to talk with. Now they want to make Ayuk Tabi their own leader to talk with. And a damn foolish man, where the years I want to talk for Ghana, say be Dr. Akwanga, it is supporter. And he try to make some of us look like, see, we don't get sense. Now he gets sense because he calls himself a doctor. Other native doctor, whether they don't go for Facebook or they for I don't understand. And somebody who came up and told us that he will only negotiate with La République du Cameroon on the point of strength, call himself Dr. Ayaba, is support. Therefore, Ambazonians should understand the game that La République is playing with enablers. Fellow Ambazonians, La République is not doing this for the first time. They did it with Leket Theodore. Leket Theodore and Chief Oben. They were leaders of the SCNC. Leket Theodore was the national organizing secretary. He was first kidnapped, taken to Kongsamba prison. From Kongsamba prison, he went to Banju. That is how La République works. Now La République wants they kidnap Ayuk Tabi, take him to Kunenge, make him their own leader. Now they want to use him against us. It is not a strange story to me. Why I am shouting at the top of my voice is because I want this to get into the minds of any other Southern Cameroonian Ambazonia, that they should know that that is the strategy of La République. If this sink into our head, then we should not think that Ayuk Tabi is working for us. Ayuk Tabi has been made a leader by La République as La République make Leket Theodore a leader. La République is just trying to make their own leader that they want to talk with. And same as Leket Theodore and Chief Oben lost, Ayuk Tabi is going to lose. He has lost, he has already lost, and he has nothing to do. Secondly, let me tell Ambazonians from this perspective, who be don't win Pobia inside La République? Na Ayuk Tabi go can win am. Pobia reduced Frundi from 46 seats. Now how many? There's just 3. Pobia reduced Bele Buba Magari from 12 seats to 0. He reduced Ndamjoya to nothing. All the election where Pobia Tio for Cameroon, na Marafa Amidou Yaya Douam as Minister of Territorial Administration. Where is Marafa? In jail. Where is Odondong in jail? Mendoze will sing plus choir for Pres Chantabia and Bobia conduct him. He says, where's Mendoze in jail? Now Seseko we can't change Weti. What does Seseko think that he can do in Yaoundé? Who does Seseko think that he's deceiving? go deceive a woman. Me no can't think say we can't deceive we. Because Pobia is merely trying to take the match to where he cannot be defeated. And if the match goes to Yaoundé, nobody can defeat Pobia. Frundi will tell you that. Damjoya will tell you that. Bello Boba Magare will tell you that. Issa Churuma will tell you that. Issa Churuma is an ex-convict of Pobia. Marafa Amidu Yaya will tell you that. Polikaba Baba will tell you that. The Pobia put all his tough ministers for Kunenge. They come for where Pobia they get for A2D. Donald J. Trump they get for White House for America. With all these top people in Kunenge, they come for where Pobia see get inside A2D. Donald J. Trump does not have it at the White House in the United States. Now Seseko can't change waiting. Mr. Man quote my year. Do we need to go to school to read this? We don't need it. Thank you so much, Dedicacy.
Thank you, Conrad Larry, for that elaborate and very detailed explanation of the state of things, especially with these so-called talks in Kondingi, with our prisoners of war under duress. You know, if the way you don't explain them, you don't really break them down with historical
Yeah,
facts.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the truth that say, La Republic now change. Now their tactics this
yeah.
from time immemorial. They always don't use brute force. They will know how people they die when we ask for multipartism. We know how they kill we when we ask for a university or for a GCE board. That in that same style. So this time, thanks to President Sakowe, he don't embrace their kind of response. Because they no other response there at this point in time we don't reach where they go
Dedicacy, one
understand
minute.
them.
You
Yes,
feel remember that meeting between Pobia and John Frundi for upstation of Bamenda? You feel think where people will be
Yes.
getting for their head after the meeting. Where is Frundi today? Is he not in exile? If it's
thank
not
you.
in exile, Frundi is on exile.
Yes.
Pobia go
Absolutely.
bring you
Amen.
in. He go bring you in. Squeeze him. When he squeeze him, no oil, no shit there for you. He trash him.
It's
Frundi Dutch
true.
na
Simple
kunenge.
as that.
Frundi Dutch na kunenge. He's on exile. He go ever deny say I'm not on exile. Frundi is on exile.
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, now so that
Nobody,
is so true.
nobody, nobody can defeat Paul Biya in La République. That is not. So, and Paul Biya is
Yes, so
dragging the game. He is escaping from Switch, dragging the game to where he can play it best.
Yeah.
And Paul Biya is a good player in Yaoundé. Everybody knows, except that when I watch, I say, I deceive myself. In
No,
Yaoundé,
you
Paul
are
Biya
I
right.
is a
mean,
good player.
yes. Now anybody where I know one accept the facts, accept the reality, face the truth as he day. Because you mention person like Agbobala. I mean, it's so embarrassing and disgraceful to see somebody like that for the dance here and there with no focus. For that kind of academic dishonesty in the highest order, I no ever see am. I not even want
Never.
mention Aya Paul Abine. That one a sad case. But anyway,
Yes.
we'll carry on with this our talk for today because this is a very important for our people. Then for no say, like Republic never
Let me
change the tactic.
let me tell Ambazona about Ayapor because I see some people they write some conflicting information for Facebook about Ayapor. As Ayapor there for that place, make every Ambazona put up for their head. Ayapor no be don't ever there for the restoration of the independence of Southern Cameroon. I remember a meeting that we were supposed to have with Ayapor for Ndamukong Street around second, some holiday for second pump for Ndamukong Street. That is more than 15 years ago. Ayapor dribble we by the time when they give you appointment for Supreme Court, Ayapor take your appointment. As Ayapor there for that play where there, so if you give you appointment, Ayapor the land for Yaoundé the next day. I have never been for Ayapor because I know Ayapor is not for the restoration of the independence of South Cameroon. If you like, I make a move go to depend my quote for instance is the way it don't always not be straight. It don't always twist things around. Aya Paul is not for the revolution of this other thing where it come out for prison. Now just because when they beat you hot, you start cry. But Aya Paul na that man way, if you give you if Pobia give you appointment today, Aya Paul will take him. When Aya Paul was
Uh,
thrown out, it start be miserable. It start walk around, start turn about SNC people them. I know we had to get a meeting with him at say Damocon Street. Some hub there for they will hold meeting for there around second pump on Damocon Street. Aya Paul,
wow,
by the time
thank
we
you.
Aya Paul before that meeting, by the time Aya Paul start getting Romo about appointment. Aya Paul they start excuses. Finally, he has never attended any meeting with us. So that is not somebody that I'm going to count on. Whether that's on sick
Thank
way
you.
is there for that side, where moon no need for talk quarter, when there's some sick way, even people where they just say they get the legal mind, the learned mind, they get the legal mind, they get the instruments. Now people where they be so there for front. If we go for negotiating table in the situation where they are supposed to be quoting articles, constitution, charters, and so on. Those are people with the legal mind that have the capacity to come and sit on our behalf. But those are the same people that have been corrupted by La Republique.
Yeah. Thank you so
It's
much,
a
Comrade
shame.
Larry. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
If we, if we get
Comrade
if we get
Erico.
to go for if we get to go for negotiating table, it go better. We go take per one tap per for village. They go talk better than the people they work at carrying names
I
of book
I
people.
could I don't feel agree, I couldn't agree more to that because when we take calls for this show, you hear our people that they articulate for ground. Say Amazonians know what they want, and the majority they
Yeah.
don't decide. Say this is the never again generation, and so no manipulation by any elite class or whatever they call themselves go work again. We don't pass that stage. We don't mention of this show today several times. We are at a stage where we are convinced and we are certain of our outcome. So La Republic fit play all that usual gymnastic with France, back up by France, but it no go shake we from any side where they go. Comrade Erico, I really want we to say we'll round up on the topic, but the way Corellari don't make it don't bring out a lot of facts them, and in a way, align them. How La Republic they do use the same strategy, then for the deceive our people, for the manipulate our cause, for the delay our freedom quest. If anything the way you feel brush am into this aspect, especially in today's fight, especially thing that don't happen for the past 3 years, wetin La Republic don repeatedly think say dey do, where it dey derail or distract our people dem, because we don see for social media how people dey activists dem for example wey we used to think say they understand our freedom quest or they are for the cause, they are now talking with the left side of their mouth, and all their action dey be na action wey dey enable, they don become whether na knowingly or unknowingly agents of the enemy. Which kind strategy if you say the enemy don dey use am? Thank you.
Yeah. Before I'll start, that one I want just correct my senior comrade Larry. You make mention say Agbobala get doctor, but I think say if the communicate wey be see how they dismiss it from the University of Boya, they say he perform very. They say he be enrolled for doctor. He perform very poorly. And so now the communicate that way they say he perform very poorly. So you see the way where La Republique when as I ran it up when they don't use the quiz to the tram, they don't use it. It don't come for social media. They don't make noise. How Cameroon now one are indivisible. Cameroon are this. When they be catchy, we lucky, we stand to protest. That way it come out Ukonenge because ambassador are be too wise, too intelligent. We see now Isa work and our governor we say, hey, this man, when now we start protest for you, you start our governor ambassador and for we start distance ourselves from Bala. But no keep Bala a chapter, me go. I want to the way La Republic use for the past years for win our souls, for destroy our independence. For I remember 2011, Abideboya. My first time I ever see Pangala for Nahoboya. Where I go attend so NCNC meeting. Just one. First of the first meeting that I ever see Pangala for. He talk. He be very happy. He said he like the youth them, me the youth them. only the way the plan be brief we that day. I just go for part of the term of people they say we don't really get independence. They say I say we don't really get independence, but I don't know since I say it will be too long because only the way the plan be giving the history and they tell the possibility how we will get the independence. So now some of the things that the Republic they don't use this strategy for divide and rule. Now one of the highest tool that the Republic for divide and rule, and that divide and rule I say that they use now your brother for fight you. You see, during time of 1990 of this 8-year election, the man be say me they give state emergency for Abamenda. It be na Agotabi. You see, now be tell the secret. Say these people when you do so, they will go. You see, I say, and now these federalists, some people they call themselves now federalists, the Ayapo, Agobala. Now they use that quote for federalists for cover themselves where totally they did for one and indivisible Cameroon. Now say the no one come out plain. They use that federation for cover themselves. We say at least me they everything say they did for just cause, but indirectly they did for one and indivisible Cameroon, and now the people in that way that they use them for destroy you. And if you start look the chain, it is and I will go look at sometimes they say the people they come from one direction. But sometimes we want to talk the same amount, say no, it be tribalistic. But if you want to look Ayapo, you want to look Siseku, you want to look Magbaraka, you want to look Eritato, you want to look Success Congo. You see this people the way I mention them. Now the people in that way for the revolutionary La Republic they use them for destroy the revolution way upon Magbarata Eritato, they call fighters they for down. So say me the people that come so that if they accept la Republic, like what Yabacho be mentioned and sometimes say you will control fighter for Ground Zero, now you get the voice to talk. And now why they strive for convince fighters for Ground Zero, we say me they join their camp. Fighter they give report every day, but thank God we don't educate them more than enough and they know where they belong. So I want to tell Ayabacho, I want to say Ayabacho, now we use them and say, now when you control fighter for Ground Zero, now you get the voice of tongue now. Now when the internet government now get the voice, now you control fighters. So automatically, why you still deal with the revolution? That means you're supposed to surrender. So now some of the things in that way, La Republic use that for destroy La Republic. Use only we were brothers and for destroy, we divide and rule. So I go end for the Mr. Another man to act.
Thank you so much. You don't talk something where I must repeat them. You don't talk say federalists then stand na for one Cameroon. They just use federalism as a disguise. I tell you say, are you that? I mean that kind of truth. That is a fact. You see, nobody should be deceived. Anybody, nobody, because the revolution will not reach for that level where you are either in or out. You either for us or against us. No, not you know they're in between. So if you are call yourself federalist or whatever you choose to call yourself, you are already or you're part of the enemy entity. And that's so we will address you and we will treat you. And I want also Clovis, before I come to you, I want also talk something. Say for all of those the way they expect us to function in this revolution with any form of sympathy. We'll not get sympathy because the enemy over 4 years old raised down over 400 villages, kill over 13,000 Southern Cameroonians. Wey till they want their dignity, their identity, and their territory be respected, their territorial boundary be respected, and they lost their lives for it. So that life wey we don lost am, dis many with villages and properties wey don lost am to dis ex ten t, we no fit. Me no man no think say we go dey tolerate or we go dey deal with people that have sympathy. Or for example, if you wan call out the selfish greedy part dem like Ayapo, so when they don't take charity money build themselves, and some people don't carry it to say, hey, you no get for talk so. That is some absolute nonsense. We are at war. So you're either for us or against us. Current Clovis, if you get anything for add on to this same topic, I'll feed Adam or we'll carry on to the draft where
Yeah,
will
that
be
one
round up.
says our brother they don't talk all the thing really be simple and not go fit add more talk because our senior brother there Aaron give way a lot today. I know say a lot of people go back. They will sleep today. They are hit the dream find the
Mm-hmm.
reality where they support the dream. But Aaron go back right for history. Could every step. My brother told me that he for bed you hear the same. Me too the same. So I not think so I get anything for other for now. Again.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. So we'll talk smaller about draft. The final county,
dedication.
the draft. Yes.
I get some word
Yes.
for enablers. I think
Okay.
say as this program going to go on, we need to make Ambazonia know all these noise makers out here because most of them are taking advantage of the fact that Ambazonia don't know them. Ambazonia don't know uh, all these people wey dey waka causes distraction everywhere. They just talk Ayabacho Lucas, Ayabacho Lucas, Ayabacho Lucas. Ambazonia don't know Ayabacho Lucas. Ayabacho Lucas like him if he come here he face to face for TV. He said the inside the revolution for 30 years. Akwanga dey for the work and make noise. He was arrested 1997, 2007, 2017, na 20 years, 20 something years today. You the worker talk about one arrest that you are arrested 1997. You are a leader. You are a leader. Leader on what? I was arrested in front of Bamenda Public Security on broad daylight. The Dio came down, the Procurator General came down. I was asking, I led the group that went and blocked public security broad daylight, asking for the release of Prince Binglo Hiller, Pa Henry Nya, Martin Gok, and Fidelis Chinko. Honorable PC Fonso from Bengui, we stand for they give you $5,000, 5,000 francs in broad daylight. They are out here making noise. They are leaders. Leader where? What have they done? Ambazonia will need to know all this shit where they do for outside here. All the deceive where they deceive people for outside here. Ambazonia they get to know all these things people they deceive people for outside here. Say I am this, I am that, I'm that, just polluting the whole place in the name of leadership. So once you come to say John Bakuro, you don't get no followers, or I'm the leader of consortium, deceiving and causing distraction. We have to start letting Ambazonians know all these distractors by their first name and by their last name. We don't hide them for
Thank you.
long. We need to start.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Me
very much.
Ebenezer Akwanga come up on the air. He tell Ambazonians where he was arrested. What was he doing on that place on that time before we come expose them? Nonsense.
Woo! That means Ambafocus next week will be very juicy. Make sure you don't miss it. Anyway, so we'll continue with our current draft. Drafting only go on since the 3rd of May, and the final county before the draft of ABC Amber TV go carry on. So the final county, the draft this Sunday, the 26th of July, and that is Meme County. So, Erico, I'll come with you first because you get a lot of links with Meme, and I will talk about Meme from my own end last. So, wait till you get for tell us how Meme dey prepare, wait be Meme expectation from the people of Ambazonia, from the sympathizers of the Southern Cameroon Freedom Quest. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. You don't go touch Nasai way I belong. Before I want start, I want to use the opportunity for invite my brother Mr. Ndasti. Say tomorrow na ya pikin the draft tomorrow ya pikin for Meme. You know say Meme Kumba in general and the other LGAs. It's just like the Highway Fakodi. Yeah. So because if you want to ask who they get Kumba before they be insignificant. You know if you see them. So just then na town way. If any man if they say me any man go for villages, you see Kumba go they empty. So I belong to Momo, still belong to Kumba LGA. and Mbonge in particular. What you want to talk about Kumba? Kumba get, if inside Europe, Kumba get one of the highest diaspora. But for we come to the for the northern zone na US. But Kumba get Europe. Yes, na Kumba get Europe. So I beg all the diasporas them for Kumba. That ground because Kumba na town they call na wise town. As you enter Kumba, they say be wise man. Any man Kumba, they just say na wise people. So now they tell me so the wise people because wise man and Mawe no fit leave the key people. Wise man and Mawe he like freedom. So any Kumba Mawe when you think they be wise Mawe they aside when you listen our voice. Now time this if you know and show your face. Now time this for you for come play wise test. Wise they mean say you can't get smoothly. How when I used to do smoothly for Kumba. Can't give the money to behind the way they do am. Then I want to go forward for tell our people small brief about Meme County in particular, how Meme County do the fight. After this fight, we start for Manfe. If we start for Manfe, the next play will kick off the fight. Na Meme County. Now I kick the fight. And we start for side. We start for Kumba. I mean for Mbonge LGA. If we start for Mbonge LGA, particularly for Kwakwa. If we start with Kwakwa, where we get brave fighters like General Divine Ebobe, just where all the day of blessed memory. And as of now, we talk, the one and Stone Mawe still remain for the group. Now they call it General Spiritu. Now he wants still they left for the group now General Spiritu. Now he lead the Bonge LGA like the Supreme General. Because you know this speaking the so the life of they call the general, but we will accept. Since now they hold the gun, the name of the girl will accept. So now Spiritu, General Spiritu, now they the Supreme General. Then I still let the population. Me they know say now for Kwakwa where they be born, mommy happy life for your house. A woman about 90 something years old, and for a small Carabo na used to be born they born a military born life. Now we they be destroy the whole Kwakwa. Now Kwakwa be the first village of Meme County where military they enter start burn the whole village. Burn the whole village, so they go for Bole, Ngandu, so they go that side towards Bonge. So within that time, Bonge LGA don't fight. He don't fight for the fight very bravely. So Kumba no be left behind, and Meme County he no be left behind because Meme County he don't fight the fight for the level where we need support for continue. We need support for give food to the fighters. We need support for increase the material the way the fighter they get them, so that when the other LGA the Bobu, Meme Kumba the Bobu, Konye the Bobu, Mbonge the Bobu, because we get 3 LGAs. We get the Konye LGA, we get the Kumba LGA, and then we get Mbonge. Then I want to talk for our people say when I see some video they will be circulate for social media where when I see that part them where the part they inside Amoka. I think Benjamin Etwe. Where Benjamin Etwe they inside Amoka, so they panic where they attack the for Moyoka, you see the home block route. Later on they be attacked there for my 10 for Kumbade, for my 10 for Kumba, and still for Kumba, for my 10, where they be shoot the guy where be there with that Amoka. Where be there with that Amoka, where I be walk up. If we reach on my 10, our boy they be attack today, they be shooting. So when I was now the brave work in that for our boys the way they do them. So I beg, say we can't join hand with support Meme County, me be ungovernable because I believe say for me I get that belief say when they make Kumba ungovernable, the whole southern zone peace no will be. Yes, I get that belief say when they make Kumba in particular be ungovernable, the whole southern zone you get rest. So now the small appeal that way are the appeal for all man, all the Momo, the Mogamo people, Kupe Maningba, all the 13 counties, because me I know the work all no county never dey way the draft. I no be there, I'm gonna be there till e finish before I sleep. So I the beg so say na Kumba own time, na Meme own time, me all man join hand together, we see how we fit make me Kumba to smile. Yeah.
thank you, Erico, for that detail, that great appeal. I mean, this is something for all of us. And Conry Clovis, the draft don't dey go on, and we don't learn from Meme. I just want me to give our own perspective of the draft in general and Meme in particular.
Yeah, as a fit talk, the draft they go so well, even it move faster than the way we will be expecting, and we can see the intended impact on ground zero. Some people when they talk so roster draft since say they never see how the million that they work. Now just for discredit the work for our president. Before the draft will not be fit kidnap mayor. Before the draft will not be fit take mayor hostage and will serve you justice as it's supposed to be. So we'll not need for tell they say that the power that for that draft, like they send those representatives of colonial impostors them for our land, like the mayor of Manfi. We go join the brother Ekema, we to say if he fight we. So the draft the worker and La Republique, he food the panic and other enablers them, internal enablers them, no say there is no way the side the way they choose them or work with La Republique, the decision will be draft. If this draft continue as it is so, then we will be free and most of the way they be enablers, identified enablers, they will never be able to set their legs. Not say we go stop man. We not go stop man for come for his homeland where he deserve am. When are they God give right? But the money action, the system way they do within this period for this revolution, for try for discredit our draft, they will make you be afraid for come and they will be they not go fit stay for La Republic because they deserve their interest in any way any longer. It will no say if you go keep your face. People like Dr. Failure, not Dr. Success, Dr. Failure on Congo. They not got nothing for talk. So then, Meme as my brother, my comrade, women now there for Belgium here, Rico talk. Meme now one of the most pivotal point if he get for using for this revolution during this draft. Kumba, for me, now the economic capital for Southern Zone. When Kumba be unstable, we shaking all that side properly, everything is closed. It be shut down. Boyana just more long distance. You go, but we know what Kumba fidu. We know what the happen for Kumba. We know how enabler they be there. We know the way where the fight they go on. So the 13 counties, they're supposed to join hand for empower this Meme County by drafting from them for them. Even if somebody not in it is small, somebody if you will get just 10,000, if you there for ground zero, where you draft it be enough. If you buy chop for that boy is where they do that stuff. Now, then next thing why I not go one may go over my head. There was a video where it be circulated by hackers, hired hackers by where they be hired by La Republique, the worker for social media, where they be show how they fit create some account where they resemble our own so that people feel make errors for pay for draft into such account. We no must take such things like joke. Our draft of the worker where we must not say na where they mean now. At the call, at the appeal to the interim government, the People's IG, led by Dr. Sako, His Excellency, make the employ as fast as possible the services of cyber security experts. It's better we pay something to make sure all those accounts are well secured so that they not be tampered with, and then we identify any fraudulent account because we know La Republique need to sleep like our brother rightly talk, so that we make sure say everything be secure, not be by the end so we can get small error where somebody will go make some things, they swindle our money, you go for different side. So now the small talk that I get.
Wow. Thank you so much for even mentioning that part for that fake account where they plan for create them. You don't really round and up. Conrad Larry, as with the plan for round up this Amber Focus show for today, it has been wonderful, it has been educative, it's been inspiring and motivating. I just want me you talk on your own perspective of the draft as you don't go on, and also in terms of the reaction, if you also relate to the reaction them for some fighters, because we don't see some videos, some people they claim say me money pass go now for here, me money must send her for here. We don't see some kind of distractive video then where we know find saying our enemies to the progress of this revolution and to the people's interim government. Uh, we see you get to talk on that and to the about the draft as well in general.
Yeah, Lady Casey, thank you once more. I know say you not be invite me for my room. Now because it be smell poverty around me, so you don't run you. So what I would say here is if you go market for buy meat, I mean for a local system for home, they dey take some iron put am for this side, then carry meat put am for this side, say na kilo wey dey balance am. The strength of our interim government is being determined by our successes to defeat the enablers. One of the major campaign where Eric Tato, sponsored by La République, a campaigner for more than 1 year. Now say people should not contribute money to the interim government. If FIDA fight for more than 1 year, our excellency and his team of intelligent leaders, starting from LGA chairs, county heads, members of his cabinet, prove them wrong. That is how you measure the strength of a government. Let Prince Binglo Hila, the former chairman of Northern Zone, if he talk say, when bird the one build a nest, it dey first test a teeth whether if it cut grass. I think we have been tested and we have been proven. We have proven that we can cut the grass, so we'll be ready for build. We are calling on our restoration forces on the ground. We know, say, I read some write over somebody right at the other day. I think it came from the spokesperson for Meme Fako Black Tar Council. He talks say one of the problems we'll get inside this fight now say there were armed robbers before the revolution. Some of these armed robbers did not have access to arms. They don't come inside the revolution, they get access inside arms and they use those arms against our civilians. We want to pass this message to our civilians. We have armed robbers as they were before. I know say they be kidnap people for Bafoot Forest before in those days. For Bali, sometimes the day where 5 o'clock pass, you know, if you take motor from Bamenda to Batibo, it was not because of the revolution. For Sabga Hill, the same. And all these things were happening all over Ambazonians. Those boys have converted their names from armed robbery, from armed robbers to Ambazonian Restoration Forces. Our civilians should work with our genuine restoration forces, give them intelligence about this one, the way they be out for destroy. Why I did bring out this point, I say, now our restoration forces on the ground, now they go defend this war draft. What do I mean by they are the ones to defend this war draft? This money is going to them. We are praying that the people who are giving this money should be encouraged by how they go manage this money perfectly, genuinely, and honestly. Now the prayer of everybody that we pray on our restoration forces. Say as we are working hard for make sure say when I get the materials, when I get the medication, the feed in the groundnut, with the beg say when I use the contribution what we can give honestly, genuinely, and accountably, so that when the president go launch another project, the people will be motivated. And then for the war draft, it don't send a lot of message. It don't give the war draft, it don't determine our strength, and it don't tell our common enemy, that which is La Republique, that we are still about to start. The war draft has not ended about financial contribution, even to the international community, right down to the United Nations, to embassies in Yaoundé. They don't know, say, this draft, it don't send very strong signals. And I be prepare some message where I begin to tell Ambazonians, if they know the fear. That thing where people they ever talk, say, oh, France they back La Republique, America they back La Republique. Let us not be afraid. Let's remain focused. Let's draft. Let's give these guys the real sticks, enough peanuts, enough medication, and enough food to eat. When we give them these things, America, where some of we the fear say the day for Bagla Republic, all those countries where the fear say the day for Bagla Republic, they will be the ones to drag La Republic to the negotiating table. Lady Casey, next week I think we're going to work more. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow. Thank you for that wonderful talk. So I will just, before we round up on the County, I'd really invite every diaspora and Amazonian, anybody where you know Lady Casey by any chance, for come on Sunday, for come support Meme County. I have 10 years of my academic life in Meme County. I know most people don't know that, but yes, from between nursery and O levels, I have 10 years spent in Meme County. So I really invite everybody who can join more support Meme County. Meme County is one of our strategic counties. So
Yes.
we get to come, Comrade Eric align some aspects of the strategies of the strategic nature of Meme County, using Kumba as an example. Bonget to be also very resourceful for this our revolution. So we will not feel overemphasize that importance. Say all Amazonians, all sympathizers of the Southern Cameroon cause, therefore be drafted and support Meme County by any means on Sunday 26, 7 p.m. and will be live on ABC Amber TV. For make sure say we'll keep you engaged and involved in Meme drafting. Thank you. So now as we round up, just take 1 minute each, please, and just round up for the day and talk to Amazonians on ground zero in particular. Thank you. I'll start with you, Comrade Eric.
Yeah, thank you. I want to use this opportunity for salute my brave warriors and our population for ground zero. Say 21 gun salute. Say una stay resolute. Una get the confidence. And to our fighters, una no worry. The war draft, it come all 100% na for una. So, and as our brother Riley talk, una go help we to manage the small resources we will send for una. And if una manage it well, boya, before day one break, sometimes una go see all we for Bongo Square where we jubilate. Thank una very much.
Thank you. And Comrade Clovis, your final word for the day as we close Amber Focus program today.
Yeah, this week happens to be the Meme. It's a D week for Meme people. So to our viral restoration forces on the ground, I want to tell you people that not long from now, You shall have what you have been requesting. You have been managing, but we have seen the output. We have seen what you've done. So now that at least we have a lot, we don't have 100%, but we have at least a greater amount to make sure that we meet up with what you need. Stay focused as you leave the butches within the shortest space of time when we succeed, and you put on your uniforms to serve in every capacity that you have longed under that colonial regime. You will serve within Ambazonian army, police, and so on. So stay focused, and we shall join hands together to make sure that we make Meme a success, so that you people can also boast for something good.
Thank you. Comrade Larry, over to you. Thanks.
Fellow Ambazonians, as we are moving to Meme on Sunday, we invite each and every Ambazonia, say Meme be the last shot. I think say Comrade Eric, it is shake a head for dinner because it is a it will fit defeat Momo. I just say you shake your head and first you calculate because you know we are the top and we want to stay the top. Even though the cast of Corona, we will reach all of we
Yeah.
will reach the place would it be above now by $1 so that
Yeah.
so we encourage every Amazonians that all roads that are leading to Meme, even though Comrade Clovis, we talk say it is the last stop, I just say ABC TV still there for back Meme. So we are encouraging everybody about Sunday Meme. We all know what the Kumba mean for we. Sometimes when we see this small, when they say the Kumba, we remember the bread.
Yeah.
When person come for Kumba,
Bread.
you
Yes,
know what
yeah.
ask them, whether
Yeah.
they don't bring that bread. So now we'll be our own source of attraction. You know, so small picking one thing they're going to order for mouth. So we are encouraging every Ambazonians to drive to Meme on Sunday. We know say when this revolution be concerned, to the best of my knowledge, Meme be one of the county where when you count Mezam, you count Meme, you count Bui. These are the counties that from they run the whole Armstrong. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you all. I really appreciate all of you for coming and for your patience as we wait for the horizon to be over for all who join. I appreciate all my panelists, Comrade Clovis, Comrade Erico, and our Comrade Larry. I really thank you. And I really think say you want to just the foundation for our discussion. So next week, Friday, same time on same platform, ABC Amber TV. We will build on this discussion because we don't really scratch the surface. You know, Comrade Larry, but we get a lot of things for talk, but because we have of time constraint, we'll not be elaborate on so many aspects where it will bring we from history to present and to why we'll get for remain focused with the revolution. And Comrade Clovis don't really articulate our focus, our resilience. And Comrade Eric, thank you so much for coming. And I despite all the mishap that don't happen, so no ever come. But finally we are here, and I hope this is not going to be your only time here. And Comrade Clovis, same to you. So thank you all. And I want to thank all our viewers who only watch the comments and only follow some of your comments. And our ground zero for watching. We know you are watching because we always get feedback from you and keep bringing your feedback and your contributions. And next week, I will take phone calls. So come in to participate, to contribute, and share ideas and views because we are together in this. And this is a never again generation. Thank you all for watching ABC Amber TV. Stay tuned and remain resolute. Thank you.